But fire signs especially, if they find out you don't like them, they're like, oh, this gives me the perfect ammunition to actually be my most unhinged, crazy self. Kind of wanted to be that anyway, but now that you've told me, now that you've graciously told me you don't like me, now I can double down and really be on my worst behavior. What's good, guys? Hello. I'm like in such a good mood. I don't know why. I mean, sometimes you just don't need a reason, okay? Sometimes you can just be in a good mood just because life calls for it. And I think life is calling for it. So I'm in a really good mood. So I hope this energy, this A1, this top tier energy makes its way to you. It is literally coming to you right now. Do you receive it? Do you receive it? Good. Good. How y'all doing? I want to start this off by this post that I just saw that is heavy on my mind. I was on TikTok and someone said, how is it that we had the most friends when we were the worst version of ourselves? When I heard this, I felt wrecked. Why is that so damn true? Like, actually really think about that. And I'm thinking about it probably because, like, we lacked boundaries, and it's really, really easy to have people around you, a surplus of people around you when you don't have any boundaries. Also, when you don't know who you are, you know? I feel like when you are unsure of who you are, what you want out of life, what kind of person you are, what your values are, you just allow any type of person to be around you. You're kind of down to be friends with anyone that is down to be friends with you. Like, is that not what it was like? I feel like when you're younger, and maybe age has nothing to do with it. I'm sure plenty of people that are older still embody this trait of, if anyone wants to be friends with me, it's an automatic yes from me, you know? And I do not feel that way. I think a lot of us, when we grow older, we don't feel that way, but it's crazy. I feel like when you're younger and more immature, and maybe there's like a lack of self-love or self-respect or self-value, you are just willing to accept anyone in your life that wants to be in it. And I talked about this, like, kind of like desperate energy of assuming that, like, whatever you get is what you deserve. And it's a message that you're sending the universe. You know what I mean? It's a message that you're sending the universe whenever you accept any type of person in your life. And I think when we were all younger, we were willing to be friends with anybody. And we honestly probably took it as a compliment anytime anyone wanted to be friends with us. It's like, why would you not want to be friends with anyone that wants to be friends with you? Whereas I can speak on myself and say, now, of course, I'm not just going to be friends with anyone that wants to be friends with me. Like, I don't know you. I don't know what you stand for. I don't know what kind of friend you are to other people. Like, I'm not just going to accept you with open arms into my life that I've, created, into the life that I've worked very hard to have, the peace and the serenity and the love that I've worked very hard to have and maintain. Why would I allow just anyone there? Like, stranger danger? I don't think so. And I think, when you get older, you more so want quality friendships, and quality friendships take up more of your time and energy, Like, when you have quality people in your life and you want to sustain these quality relationships, you don't have time for just anybody, right? Like, when you want to make the people in your life happy, you're investing in that relationship. You're there for them. You're thinking about them. You're, helping them have a better day or helping them with a problem that they have. If you have friends everywhere and you're constantly talking to all these people, how can you have the time or the energy to actually pour into any relationship? You know what I mean? So, like, when people say a friend to all is a friend to none, I think that is a big aspect of it too. Like, to put it simply, when you have a lot of friends, a lot of friends, there just isn't enough of you to go around. And although you can maintain a bunch of, like, surface level friendships, right? It'll be really hard for you to have energy to pour into the friends that actually do matter and the ones that actually fuck with you the way you fuck with them, right? Because I think it's easy to have a lot of these surface level friends, good time friends. When it comes down to you and you having a bad chapter in your life or you going through something tragic in your life, who are the people that will actually be there and will actually show up for you when times are bad, when your life isn't exciting, when actually being around you is hard? And that's not to say that, like, you don't deserve to have people around you when life is hard. No, I'm saying that you do deserve to have people around you, and you should make sure to have people in your life that you know for a fact will be there when times are rough, And I think a lot of people would be surprised to know how many of the people around them, how many of these friends wouldn't be there, will be nowhere to be seen when you're going through something hard, when you're not in a mood to just be laughing and happy and going out all the time. Like, who are the friends that will show up for you? And also, who are the friends that notice when there's something wrong with you? I think a lot of people found out who their real friends are when they didn't check on them when they're going through something, right? Like, do you guys ever have a chapter of your life where you're going through something, right? And, you're kind of MIA and people don't hit you up and you're just like, okay, so like, do they not care? Is it just me that always needs to reach out? Like, be aware of who forgets about you. Like, actually, if you don't reach out, are they ever replying? Is it you that's always constantly reaching out? Like, that's not fair. You deserve better than that. And I think it just comes back to this quote of, we had the most friends when we were the worst versions of ourselves. Because when we, again, lacked boundaries, when we didn't stand up for ourselves, it's easy to accept anyone in your life. Yeah, that's my friend. Yeah, so-and-so is my friend. What is friendship to you? Like, you know what I mean? If it's you just being able to say hi to someone because you know them, if that's all the criteria for someone being your friend, I need to hold your hand while I say this. They are not your friend. That is not friendship. That is an acquaintance at best. And just because someone is fun to be around and y'all smile in each other's face and you say hi when you see each other, that does not make them your friend. Like, your friend needs to be someone that actually values you and would be scared to lose you. That is friendship. Like, how many people would be scared to lose you? How many people would miss you if you were no longer in their life because you add value to their life and they add value to yours? Like, that is true friendship. And I think as a society, also social media adds to this too, because I think people have this idea of, oh yeah, like, we follow each other, so we're friends, like, these are all my friends because we follow each other. Like, does that really mean shit? Like, actually, or are they just nosy? Because there's plenty of people that probably follow you and that you follow or that keep up with you because they're nosy and not because they're your friend. So you need to be aware of that, and you need to cherish the people that actually value you, because you don't want to lose those people. Also, can I just say how excited I am for Scorpio season? It is starting. It's Scorpio season now. You're watching this on Scorpio season. And I feel like I'm just like, I'm powering up, as a Scorpio. I feel like the energy is so good. I'm so excited for it to be our season. So to the Scorpios out there, happy birthday. And I hope this Scorpio season is amazing to you. I hope you heal yourself. I hope you dive into your passions. And even if you're not a Scorpio placement, use this time, use this Scorpio season to really get in touch with what it is that you want. Scorpio, the passion that we have, the fuel that we have for life and our desires. I want everyone that is even not a Scorpio to embody that energy and really tap into what your heart wants and go after it. You have the energy to really, really, really dig deep and figure out what it is that makes you happy and what it is that you want out of life. Scorpio season is a time for inner truth and inner knowing. So be honest with yourself. Get rid of all the fake, toxic people in your life, Tap into the parts of yourself that you're proud of and, dead the parts of yourself that you no longer resonate with. Scorpio season is all about death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. You are unhappy with a certain, version of you. Let that part of you die. Like, it's that easy. It's that easy. You do not have to carry the weight of the past with you any longer. I say this as someone who is also learning that, so I'm on this journey with you. I don't know how often you guys sit there and you think about all your past mistakes, but I'm letting you know you are not your past mistakes. And even when you think about, parts of your past that you're not proud of and you get re-triggered, as a Scorpio, I'm constantly triggering myself and my mind is constantly overthinking about, parts of myself that I'm not proud of. And I think a lot of times as water placements and specifically Scorpio placements, we tend to sit there and overthink and feel sorry for ourselves. And I can say this because I'm a Scorpio. And it is truly a waste of time. It is a waste of time. But somehow I feel like we just want to sit in that like sad girl, sad boy energy. And like something is really addicting about feeling sorry for yourself. Like, and that's me just sitting here and being so honest with you guys. Like, there is some weird feeling that, I don't know, some weird satisfaction that you feel when you sit there and you can, like I said, continuously feel bad about yourself and bad about the things that have happened to you. And it's really easy to fall into that energy during Scorpio season. So I'm also saying this for the people that aren't Scorpios and they don't have Scorpio personal planets. If instead of the, ooh, like I feel sexy, I'm tapping into all my desires. If you're not feeling that part of Scorpio energy during Scorpio season and instead you're feeling the down in the dumps, let's overthink and let's be hyper aware of all the times that I was made to feel small, and you just start overthinking and, your shadow self starts to take over to the point where you just feel raw and sensitive. Please just understand that, you can sit there and think about all these things that make you feel small and all the ways that, people have fucked with you and you start feeling this need for vengeance. If you're feeling that aspect of Scorpio energy during Scorpio season, cool, feel it for a little bit, but then you need to turn your pain into power, baby. You really do. You really do. You can't just sit there and let that go to waste. Like, when you are feeling negative emotions and negative energy and, you're just thinking about the past, whatever, you don't want to just let that energy just linger and you're just like sitting with it. Because I'm a firm believer in energy needs to be moved. You know what I mean? If you are sitting with this negative energy for a long time, I personally believe it will affect you, whether that will be, mentally. It can also, affect you physically. It can make you sick. Literally, I don't know how much you guys believe in, your chakras and your chakras being blocked and all that jazz. I believe in that shit. And I think a lot of times when you are stuck with a certain feeling, a negative feeling or a memory, it can really latch on to, your spiritual body and it can affect your physical body, right? So during Scorpio season, if you are feeling, down in the dumps or you're angry or you're sad, I need you to move that energy. And you're wondering how? What do you mean move my energy? I don't know. Journal, draw, dance. Don't just sit there, you know what I mean? And just keep constantly thinking about this negative shit. Because then that energy is just latching onto you and it's not moving. You're not releasing it. So if you're gonna, feel these feelings, at least set yourself up for success by, releasing it in some capacity, in some way, whether it's talking to someone too. I always say secrets make you very, very lonely. And this is coming from a Scorpio placement. Secrets make you very, very lonely because in your mind, you're telling yourself, hey, I can't share this with anyone because it's too dark, it's too much, or I'm embarrassed. And now you're dealing with this secret all by yourself. And instead of releasing it by sharing it with someone, you're making it bigger than what it is in your mind and in your head. And the longer you keep this secret, the longer it will eat away at you. The longer you'll feel like this is a part of you that you need to feel ashamed by, right? A lot of Scorpio placements deal with shame. And a lot of it is tied into our secretive nature too, right? Like a lot of the things that we're ashamed by, we want to keep it a secret because shame is such a raw, negative feeling, right? Like you don't want to share with people what you're ashamed by, but when you have people that you can share these secrets to, no matter how big or small they are, if you have one person that you can share this secret with, that is a really nice way of releasing that energy. A lot of times our minds lie to us and tell us that no one will understand this, we will be judged by this, but you'd be surprised how many people will understand you. And another thing I've noticed with Scorpio placements is that we often feel like no one understands us. And it's crazy because, I'm not out here telling you that everyone will understand you in life. No, a lot of people won't, but a lot of people will. But you just have to give them a chance to do that. That's something that I dealt with a lot. I feel like it was almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I almost didn't want anyone to understand me because then I could keep my guard up, right? I could really just do my own thing and I can feel sorry for myself because nobody understands me. Nobody gets it. And you can, again, hold on to that energy for much longer if you don't open up to people and if you don't share what you're going through with people. And it can be a defense mechanism because, you're scared of actually being understood. Because then if you are understood, you can finally release this feeling. At a certain point, your pain becomes a place of comfort for you. This is for everyone, not just Scorpio placements, because it's what's familiar, right? Like, this feeling. This feeling. And if you were to finally release it, who knows what other feeling will replace it? Who knows what else will replace it? It comes back to this need to hold on to toxic people, right? And toxic situations, or even when, you've moved on, right? Moved on. But then when you're around the same people, the same conversations come up about the past and about people that triggered you. Kind of gets you back in that space, no matter what. Talking about it, you feel those same feelings. And I think when you move on, you're really telling the universe you're ready for something new and you're ready for new experiences. But new experiences can be scary. They're not familiar. Even though they could ultimately be happier experiences, they're still unknown to you. And I think as people, we need to be honest with ourselves about why we're not ready to let go of certain situations, of certain feelings. Like maybe you're ready to be over it, but you're just scared of what will happen if you release it, of what new thing will come into your life if you were to release it. So yeah, Scorpio placements, non-Scorpio placements. Don't let the darkness of Scorpio season scare you. Tap into this energy of rebirth, of rewriting your story, of, like I said, deading the situation and people that no longer resonate with you. Scorpio season's the best time to start new, Fall is all about that. Autumn is all about renewal, regrowth. And a lot of times, like I always say, people think New Year's, January is the best time to set intentions and start fresh. I say Aries season and Scorpio season are some of the best times to start fresh. Obviously, Aries season because it is the new year. It's the astrological new year, and also I'm Persian. So for us, it's Persian New Year too, the first day of spring. And I think also Scorpio season is a great time for renewal because we are the sign associated with death and rebirth. So it's a good time to really be honest with yourself about what you don't have room for in the next chapter of your life, And it's funny because after Scorpio season is Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius season is all about learning and higher education and experiencing life. And I think it's great that it happens right after Scorpio season because it's during Scorpio season you can make room for new things because now you're letting go of things that no longer resonate with you. But again, Scorpio is still a fixed sign and we can be very stubborn and we can still hold on to things way past their expiration date, hold on to people way past their expiration date. And we realize, maybe I'm holding on because it's a place of comfort, not because it resonates with me anymore. And when you have that aha moment of, I'm holding on to this because I don't know a life without it. And that is no reason to hold on to anything. You should hold on to things because they're fulfilling, because they make you happy, because you're excited about them, whether it's a project, person, job, whatever. Not because you're scared of what life will be, without it. Holding on to anything with, the state of fear is nothing good, So let go of shit. And then during Sagittarius season, that's when you get excited. You get excited about life. You get excited about the possibilities. You start learning new things, and you can start implementing these new things into your new life, into all the space that you have created when you have let shit die, during Scorpio season, I saw this funny post. I'm going to post it right here. It's a meme. And it said, my toxic trait is if I find out someone doesn't like me, I try to make it worse. And I died laughing, and I thought of fire signs. When I saw this, I was like, yep, that's fire signs. Tell me that is not fire signs. Anytime anyone doesn't like anything they do, they double down on it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to change it or reel it back. Like, if you think about it, like with air signs, right? If air signs find out someone doesn't like them, well, maybe not as much, I feel like Aquarius, but still, if they feel like someone doesn't like them, they'll want to kind of maybe argue with you a little bit, maybe understand why, like go back and forth, be a little sassy, right? Earth signs, if they find out that you don't like them, they're literally like, so am I supposed to care? Like, I still have shit to do. You are a non-factor in my life. That is earth signs. Water signs will get booty tickled. Will get butt hurt. Granted, I feel like Scorpio will be kind of with the fire signs in this, maybe a little Cancer too. But fire signs especially, if they find out you don't like them, they're like, oh, this gives me the perfect ammunition to actually be my most unhinged, crazy self. Kind of wanted to be that anyway, but now that you've graciously told me you don't like me, now I can double down and really be on my worst behavior. That is fire signs to a T. They are looking for any reason to get riled up and for them to release any energy. Like, fire signs always have a surplus of energy. They always have more energy than necessary during any given situation. I think actually, I know fire signs are like the biggest motivators in the zodiac. If you want someone to give you a motivational speech, go to a fire sign. They just have so much energy within them, right? So if they feel like someone is going out of their way to let them know they don't like them, now suddenly they have the energy to show you and remind you why you don't like them. Like, they're gonna actually show up and show out and let you know. Remember when you said you didn't like me? Let me remind you why. Baby. Like, if an Aries finds out you don't like them, they probably are happy because they're like, good, now I don't have to fucking pretend. If Aries finds out you don't like them, it's war. You know what I mean? This is a Martian sign, and they're just waiting to be opposing somebody. Like, for Martians, it's always like, are you on my team or are you on the other team? I've said this before, how Martians can feel like, life is a battlefield when it comes to anything. Like, if they're on this side, they're waiting to see what side you're on. And if you're on the other side, then I guess we're at war. So if Aries finds out that you don't like them, they're definitely going to double down and let you know that, like, okay, so I guess we're against each other, And for some people, they can genuinely be like, I just don't like so-and-so, and they'll move on. And Aries is like, no, you're not moving on. We're enemies now, and because we're enemies, we need to feel passionate about our relationship. There's a fine line between love and hate. So if you think you're just going to be out here saying you don't like an Aries, they're not just going to look the other way and be like, oh, well, we just don't like each other. No, Aries, now you are on the map when it comes to Aries. And really, this is where you fucked up. Because if you didn't like an Aries, you should have just sat there and ate your food and kept your mouth shut. Because now that Aries knows you don't like them, they now have a new enemy, you know? If Sagittarius finds out that you don't like them, oh my God, they're going to clown on you. You are going to be the butt of their joke everywhere they go. They're going to have a whole new shtick whenever you're around, you know? And there's going to be an inside joke. They're going to make sure that, like, anytime they're at a place and you're at a place, that I said this before, everyone's going to be laughing at you with them. And that is a scary, scary place to be. You do not want to be on the other side of a Sagittarius joke. You want to be on Sagittarius's team laughing at other people. Genuinely. Jolly Sagittarius is here for a good time until they find out that you don't like them and that you think they're too much. Now they're going to show you why they're too much. Now they're going to show you the power and the effect that they have on people. Sagittarius is Gemini's sister sign, so they can very much gather a group of people and make them laugh, you know? And when they find out that you don't like them, they will go out of their way to show you why they actually are so likable by everyone else. And it's weird because actually now you're the outlier, you know? Like, you don't like them. Let me show you why no one actually likes you. So why does it matter who you like when no one likes you and you're a fucking outcast? It reminds me of Nicki Minaj. I love my girl Nicki. But y'all know when she doesn't like someone, she puts it all out there on the table, you know, and then she has all of her fans going against the person. Like, it is a whole thing. It is a scary place to be. So if you don't like a Sag, I suggest you keep your mouth shut. And obviously a Leo, oh my God. If a Leo finds out you don't like them, they're going to perform their little asses off. And, you know, I'm trying to be like, Leo tries to be humble. What am I even saying? No. But I think a Leo that is self-aware, obviously their confidence speaks for themselves. They could still be very much like show-offy when it comes to their confidence and the way they lead their life. But for the most part, I feel like a high vibrational Leo is confident, but they're not like overdoing it to the point where their ego is constantly taking over. But if this high vibrational Leo, even a high vibrational one, finds out that you don't like them, I feel like then they feel comfortable to finally be their cocky, arrogant asshole selves. Like, Leo feels like they have to be a certain way to be accepted, right? And they very much want to be accepted by everyone. They want to be praised. But if they find out that you don't like them, then they can actually just look at you like you're the scum of the earth, and they're going to go out of their way to be center stage wherever you are. Like, they almost want you to see how great they are and why there's actually something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you that you don't see them for the star that they are. And they're not going to like try and blend into the background because someone that they don't like is there. Like, oh my God, so-and-so is at the party and like we don't get along. They don't like me and now I'm shy. Like, I don't know if I should go. For Leo, it's the complete opposite effect, actually. They find out someone that doesn't like them is there. They're ready to look their best. They're ready to be the most social they can be. They're ready for everyone to look at them and for their enemy to look at them and to see how great they're doing and how they have zero effect on them and their mood. I saw this post on Instagram by Art of Poets. I'll post it here. And it basically said, society, be yourself. Society, no, not like that. And it kind of ties into the Scorpio season energy that we were talking about, where I think a lot of us, more than anything, want to be authentically ourselves, obviously. And I think, you know, the older we get, the more we heal our inner child. It becomes easier to understand, how can I be myself? How can I tap into who I was before I took in the expectations of society, the expectations of my family, of my partner, of my friends? More than anything, I would assume most people want to tap into that aspect of themselves, right? To figure out what it is that they want. But it's crazy because nowadays in this society, you know, with the rise of the importance of mental health and people, you know, healing their inner childs, going to therapy more, society is telling us like, oh, just be yourself, you know, tap into who you are. But it's still very much that judgmental society. that judgmental place. Anything, I feel like it's more confusing for people because we're trying to tap into this new age of living where we are more sensitive to ourselves and the people around us, and we're healing ourselves. A lot of people are on their spiritual journeys more than ever before. But even though we are experiencing these things, the side of society that is still very much judgmental is still there. The people that, have no need for spiritual growth and progress or healing are still very much there. And I feel like that makes it even harder because ignorance is bliss, right? If we're all just living to appease people, and if we're all just in this rat race together, then it is what it is. No one really stands out because we're all struggling together. But when people, learn to heal, and when people figure out how to be themselves and what it is that they need to do to make themselves happy, and not everyone is going through that. The people that aren't going through that, the people that have no desire for self-growth and self-acceptance and, living authentically, they are even more judgmental, and no one talks about that when you start healing and when you start, healing your inner child and figuring out what it is that you want, you not only are going against your past self, right? And maybe your family or whatever, but you're also going against all the other people in the world that don't agree with you, that have no desire to do that. And they're going to be judging you. They're going to think you're weird. They're going to do everything they can to keep you from progressing, because they're not allowing themselves to progress. They're telling themselves that it's, they're too far gone and that's just life and they've made their peace with it or whatever. But now they're angry at you for daring to progress, for daring to believe in yourself, for daring to be yourself. And that is one of the hardest lessons that you need to learn when you are on any sort of spiritual journey or any sort of healing journey or any sort of self-progress is people are going to belittle you. People are going to belittle your journey. People are going to mock you or laugh at you or maybe even talk shit about you behind your back about this new you. But that is why it's more important than ever to tune out other people's opinions of you, And it's sad because when you are going through this sort of self-healing journey, you want people to be excited for you. You want people to be proud of you. You want people to notice the change in you. But it's hard because you need to understand that other people, most people that aren't, living life like that are going to be judging you and are going to make you feel stupid. But you can't let that deter you from your journey, from your need to grow, from your need to heal and, dead those parts of you that you're not proud of anymore. But people are going to constantly try and stop you from progressing because it reminds them of how far they are away from their dreams, how far they are away from healing themselves. You're constantly going to be a trigger to those people. And you need to understand that. And you need to make peace with that. And more than anything, you're going to have these thoughts in your mind of like, it's too hard. I feel judged. Like maybe I should just continue to be who I was. Maybe it's easier to just give in and, just blend in with the people around me. Because the more I try and heal myself or the more I try to grow, the more I'm standing out to these people and the more I become someone that they can pick on, because when you stand out and when you're different, people notice you. And when people notice you, they pick on you. When people don't understand something, they pick on you. It's like that one quote that's like, first they mock you and then they copy you. That's usually how it goes. When you're different, when you're doing things differently, when you're living more authentically, people are going to look at you funny and people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Oh, you think you're like all that now? You think you're the shit now? And yeah, you are. I'm here to tell you, you are. If you found a way to grow, if you found a way to heal yourself, if you found a way to progress in life, and you found a new way to express yourself and live, honestly, you should be cocky. You should be proud of yourself because that takes an immense amount of courage. And the people around you that are making you feel small or are laughing at you and are criticizing the way that you're living life now, please tell those people to shut up. And if you can't tell them to shut up, distance yourself from those people and just quiet their voice. When it comes to the tune of your life, you do not have room for their voices, you know? It's just one of the harshest realities that I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting, is that people are going to be happy for you until you're doing better than them. Not everyone, but a lot of people are going to be okay with you and, you know, happy to be around you when you are stuck and when you're the same person. Those aren't the people you want in your life, because the people that, you know, you want in your life, the people that truly deserve to be in your life are the people that are excited to see you grow, are the people that are proud of you when you overcome something, because they genuinely want to see you evolve. And those are the people that are also happy with themselves, you know? Find me a hater that is doing better than you. People that are hating, people that are constantly negative, they're probably not doing better than you. That's why they're so miserable, you know? So if you're thinking constantly about the people that are judging you, think about their life. Are you jealous of any aspect of their life? Like, really be honest with yourself. Do they have something that you want? So why do you care about them? Why do you care about what they have to say, you know? Another thing I really wanted to remind you guys, and I felt called to tell you guys this, is be proud of little things that are happening to you in your life. Be proud of the small things that are happening to you that you asked for. Proud of your little wins. You know, the things that are happening to you, I can guarantee you 2 years ago you were asking for them. You know, we forget to thank the universe for the little blessings that drop in our life. Like, we have these ideas of, you know, the big things that we want, right? And I love those. I have those. I think we should all have big dreams. And we're just waiting for those big things to happen, right? And we're like, well, when that big thing happens, that's when I can really finally be happy. Like, when that happens, I'm going to be content. I guarantee you, no matter what happens in life, you're going to have the high of that dream coming true, right? For a little bit. But then right after, you're going to be like, now what? You know? So even when it comes to your little wins, the little things that are happening to you that are good things, be grateful for that. Like, even just today, I got good news about something and I was on the phone with my boyfriend telling him about it. And afterwards he was like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna go do that. And he's like, why don't you just, like, you know, sit down, smoke a little celebratory J. Like, why don't you be excited? Like, this is something you've been wanting. Like, you should enjoy it and be proud of yourself. And I'm like, you are so right. Like, you are so right. Like, really sit there and, you know, celebrate your little wins. If you've been having a bad 2 weeks and finally you have a good day or whatever it may be, just understand that you deserve to be happy and you deserve to celebrate the little wins, you know? And that's something that I have to remind myself too. The big things don't need to happen for you to finally be happy. The little things are worth celebrating too, you know? And don't let people or social media make you feel like your wins aren't good enough. They're not big enough for you to get excited about, you know? Anything is a win. Sometimes getting up early enough to read, having the privilege of waking up to read before work is a privilege. Something as small as having the energy to go about your day and do the things that you want to do is a win, you know? Some people don't have the energy to get up and go on and do the things that they need to do to survive. So having the energy to do that, having the health to do that is something to be excited about, you know? And trust me, I say that as someone with depression. You never really know when the bad days are going to be and when the good days are going to be. So if I'm having a good day, I'm so excited to be having a good day. When good things are happening, when I eat my favorite food, I try to remind myself, like, I'm so lucky to be able to have this right now. You know what I mean? And I don't care how corny or cheesy it sounds. Whoever created the terms cheesy and corny just wanted us to overthink and overanalyze why we deserve to be happy. And why is it that we need a reason to be happy? Like, just be fucking happy. Good things are happening. Good little things are happening. Be happy. Be excited. Like, life is hard enough as it is. When things are going as planned, when something crazy doesn't happen to you in your day and it's just a normal day, that's a good day. We need to remember that when bad things aren't happening, that means it's a good day. Right? But yeah, I didn't want to end this on like a whole ass sermon or anything, but I just wanted to remind you guys that you deserve to be happy. You know, you really, really, really do. You deserve to be happy. Even if you're just sitting there doing nothing which I hope you're doing, because you deserve to relax. You deserve to be happy. And if you're looking for a way to start off this Scorpio season, I want you to take out your little journal or even your notes app on your phone and be honest with yourself and ask yourself, what is one aspect of my personality, or, what is one aspect of myself that I'm ready to end, that I'm ready to dead, that I'm ready to let go of? Write that down. And then on the other side of it, write down, okay, now that I'm letting this part of myself die, what is a new characteristic that I want to embody? What is something I want to bring into my life? It's literally so simple. It can literally be 2 words. One thing you want to let go of, and one thing you want to create, one thing you want to bring into your life. Do that, and I promise you, just even writing that down, you're going to call in that energy. And even writing down what you want to let go of, you're finally being honest with yourself. You finally see it on paper or on your phone. What is one aspect of yourself that you're tired of, that you're ready to let go of? So just be honest with yourself and ask the universe for what you want. All right, you guys, thank you for kicking it with me while I chat about a little bit of everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing Thursday and an amazing start to your Scorpio season. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever, don't forget to leave me a review on that app. It helps your girl out a lot. And if you're on YouTube, hello. Don't forget to comment about any of the topics I touched on. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Truly, it makes me so, so happy. I'm going to link the socials here. Follow me anywhere if your heart pleases. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you so much. I'll see you next week.